review on the China Glaze Sea Goddess collection that just recently came out. I initially was not going to do a review on this collection because I only wanted to buy one of the colors. I had read a few blogs and I had looked at a couple of swatches and I decided, there's only one polish out of this whole collection that I want. The rest I don't need. I have something similar. Whatever my excuse was, I only wanted to get one. And I was very set on that. When I walked into the store, I only was going to buy one. That didn't happen. It never happens. I don't even know what I was thinking. I did not buy the whole collection, but I did buy 4 out of the 6 of the collection. So yeah, I didn't buy one. So anyway, since I came home with so many, even though I don't have the full collection, I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and review the ones that I have. So I'm going to show you swatches and we're going to talk a little bit about formula and how they apply and just kind of my overall thoughts on the polishes that I purchased. So I want to talk about some of my overall thoughts on the collection before we get into the specific colors. So first of all, you probably already know this, but they are textured polishes. They are shimmery and sparkly. They have a different type of feel, in my opinion, as far as the actual texture goes. To me, they feel more gritty than a OPI liquid sand or a pixie dust from Zoya. I think the pixie dust from Zoya feels like the finest, and then the liquid sand from OPI is kind of in the middle. And then I do feel that these China Glaze ones anyway from the Sea Goddess collection have the most roughness to them and the most grit to them, if that makes any sense. Even though these are more rough and have more grit to them, I don't think they feel that way though. I mean, you can tell by looking at them and they're definitely more like three-dimensional looking, but I have one of them on right now and hasn't been getting caught in my hair or on my clothes or anything like that. It's not hurt. Like as I do this, it doesn't hurt to rub on them. So even though they have more of a grit, I don't think that it is rough by any means. It doesn't feel as rough, if that makes any sense. I probably just confused you all. It's hard to explain, but they're grittier but don't feel that way. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I do like the overall color range of this collection. I think they came out with some unique textured polishes and some things that I haven't really seen done anywhere else before. So that's a good thing too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the specific colors now. As you can see, these also have like a silver cap so that you can tell the difference between this one and like other China Glazes. So they did make the cap different, so you know that. And this first one here is called Tell Me Something. And this is just a nice medium toned purple with silver shimmer in it. Once you apply this on the nail, the silver shimmer comes through very strong in a good way. It's so shimmery that you just stare at your nails when you put it on. It's a gorgeous color. This formula was okay. On the swatch there is 3 coats of polish, and the way I applied it was a thin coat, then a thick coat, and then another thin coat on top of that. You may be able to get away with 2 thicker coats, but it may not apply as easily. For me, I found that this polish was easier applied with a thin coat as opposed to a thicker coat. But either way, the roughness comes through. You can really see the dimension in this with the texture on it. Beautiful shimmer, beautiful color. This next one of the bunch is Wish on a Starfish, and this one tends to be a lot of people's favorites from the reviews I've seen so far, including mine. This one is definitely my favorite. I'm wearing it today. I'll show you in a second. It's my Valentine's manicure because it's a beautiful color for Valentine's Day. Beautiful polish. I have like nothing bad to say about this. It is a light baby pink with a very strong gold shimmer in it, and it is just gorgeous. It has, again, that really nice shimmer on it once you apply it. This one also has 3 coats. I did do the thin coat, thick coat, thin coat again with this one, but you could probably get away with it with 2 coats. On my nails also, here you can see this is 3 coats on my nails as well. I did 2 coats. I could still see a little bit of my visible nail line, so I decided to add a 3rd coat. It's not super rough feeling like I mentioned. This is Mingle with Kringle on my ring finger, by the way, if you're wondering. but you can just see that beautiful gold shimmer in there. I like the gold accent because I think that it really pulls the gold out of the liquid sand even more. Beautiful. Wear time on this so far with Wish on a Starfish seems to be pretty good. I have had this manicure on for 4 days now, and on my left hand I have like hardly any tip wear and no chips at all. On my right hand though, I do have a small chip right here that I actually just got today on day number 4, and I do have a little bit of tip wear, but I think for 4 days with no top coat or anything that this is actually pretty good wear time for this product. This one and the purple one, the formula was pretty much the same. Not the best formula, but not horrible either. It's definitely workable. This next polish here is called Seahorsin Around, and this is a beautiful teal shade. In the swatches and in the pictures I've taken, it leans a lot more bright blue than it actually appears in real life. And that's kind of seems to be the way all cameras are kind of picking them up, because all swatches I've seen, it just kind of looks like a bright blue. But then once I actually got into the store and I saw this polish and I saw it was more teal, I was like, this has to be mine. It's so pretty. It has gold and silver shimmer in it. I think the gold a little bit more noticeable than the silver though, but still very beautiful. This one was definitely the most opaque out of them all that I purchased, and I think that's because it's the darkest one. On the swatch, I did use 2 coats, and I would say they were about like medium-sized coats. They weren't thick or thin. They were kind of in the middle between the two. So pretty. Again, it has the same type of texture to it. It looks really textury but doesn't feel super rough. I love the dimension that it has. I love this one. This is my second favorite. Oh, and by the way, Wish on a Starfish, the pink one, that's the one that I went in to buy initially and then came out with all these others. This last one here that I got is called Teal, The Tide Turns. This one I think is very unique. It has, you know, it's just a light greenish blue, almost kind of like a seafoam green base, and it has teal, like greenish teal glitters in it. The texture on this one and the formula on this one, in my opinion, is a lot different than the other 3. To me, this one had a lot less texture to it, and it doesn't have the shimmer that the other 3 have. This one, in my swatch, you'll see is 3 coats. And you can tell just by looking at it that it's not as textury looking. It's more flat looking, more smooth looking. On my swatch, I did the whole method of thin, thick, thin, like how I did on the other ones, because I assumed it would apply the same. But when I tried it that way, it just did not come out at all, as you can see in the swatch. So I tried doing it actually on my nails, and the picture you're gonna see on my nails, I did 3 thin coats, and that gave me a lot more texture and didn't look as smooth. This was definitely the sheerest polish out of the 4 that I got, and it's not as pretty in my opinion, because I really feel what makes the other ones so gorgeous is the strong shimmer that they all have to them, and how awesome that shimmer makes them look, and how they really catch the light and they just look beautiful on your nails. Even like with this Wish on a Starfish, I have gotten so many compliments since I put this on. Everyone loves this polish. It's beautiful, and I think it's because of that shimmer. It just makes it so different and so unique, and this polish doesn't have that. You can see the glitters in it when you apply it, but I feel like they get lost and the base kind of overpowers the glitter. So I wish they would have put more glitter in this, so at least you could have seen that glitter on the nail. In my opinion, I don't think this one is a must-have from the collection. I still like the color. I do think it's pretty, and I think it's unique. I really do. But like I said, just without having that shimmer, it just doesn't look as pretty to me. So, and then you can see in the picture too, I put all 4 swatches right next to each other, and you can really see the difference between them, how shimmery the other 3 are and how this one really just kind of falls flat. The last thing I wanted to talk about was using a top coat. We all know that it's suggested to not use top coat when you are using a textured polish, but we don't always follow the rules, and we want to see what it looks like with the top coat anyway, right? Instead of just showing you a picture, I decided it would be a good idea to show you like a little clip of what I did, just to give you a more comprehensive understanding of how the top coat affects the polishes. And here's my swatches, here are my fingers, and as we all know, being a textured polish and having a thicker formula, these polishes are going to be top coat eaters. So what I decided to do is I put on one thick coat of Jealous right here, and this is just a really thick gel-like formula to put on glitter eaters that really helps to kind of just, you know, fill in the gaps. And then I covered it with a coat of CND Super Shiny. So that's what I have on top. Again, here's my swatch of each one. And as I feel them, they are still a little rough. They could probably stick another, I could probably stick another coat of this on there if I wanted to. But just for this demonstration, I didn't think it was necessary. The big thing that I want to point out is that these really, I don't think, need a top coat at all. Aside from this one, since that one doesn't have the shimmer in it like I mentioned, aside from that one, I really feel like they look the same. I mean, if you look at this, this has no top coat on it. I can't even hardly tell a difference except for the fact that on my nail it does have a little bit of gloss to it, obviously, but the shimmer and all that looks exactly the same. Same for the pink. We have like the same type of situation. They look pretty much the same. And the same thing with the purple. They pretty much look the same. Other than a little bit of gloss difference, everything else looks the same. So to me, the only one that really makes a difference anyway is this one. And I honestly prefer this one with a top coat, like I mentioned, since it doesn't have that shimmer. The top coat does help pull out the glitters a bit more, so they are a little bit sparklier and you can see them a little bit easier. So I think, you know, this one you probably may want to consider using a top coat, but the rest, I mean, you can do it if you want. Sure, I guess it'll help prolong the wear and stuff a little bit more, but I just don't feel like it has to have a top coat. Overall, out of the polishes that I got, I really like this collection. Even though that last one I'm not a big fan of, I still think it's pretty and I still think it's unique and something that will be different on your nail that you don't always see. So that's okay. It's not like I bought a dupe of a polish or anything like that. So I'm still happy with it. Very happy with this collection in general, which makes me very happy because that crinkled chrome collection they came out with, those are so ugly. I don't even know what China Glaze was thinking coming out with that. So I'm glad that this other collection they just came out with now is much nicer and one that everyone is seeming to more or less like so far. So yay, China Glaze. Please don't give us any more ugly polishes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that was helpful and that maybe it'll help you decide if you want to go out and buy any on your own. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As always, I will have my all my info, my blog and my Instagram and stuff that'll be listed down below, so make sure you open up that bar and you can see all the info down there. I'll also have the polishes listed down there for you too, so you can see those in case you didn't catch any of the names. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.